I'm Mike Baxter with the New York Mets, and you're watching RotoExperts Fantasy Baseball Today.
Through 75 at-bats, Justin Upton is hitting .307 with 11 home runs, which is awesome. But some things in life just aren't what they appear to be. Justin has 22 strikeouts, that's one for every hit. Also, while he has 16 RBI and 22 runs scored, don't forget that 11 of each of those are himself. He's off to a fantastic start on the home run front, but don't kid yourself, he won't continue on the 93 home run pace, and his other numbers are concerning. I'm not telling you to trade him if he's on your roster. He's going to end up with plenty of home runs this season. I'm telling you not to overvalue him if you're looking to boost your offense. This is not a Barry Bonds year in the making. And has anyone noticed Coco Crisp? No, not the cereal. No, not the Chia Pet. The kicking fantasy butt Coco Crisp. Coco is quietly batting .319 on pace for a 54 stolen base, 38 home run, 154 runs scored season. In my league, he went for less than the price of both the cereal and the Chia Pet. Now that's value. After getting off to a slow start, Mike Trout is batting .371 with 10 RBI and 9 runs scored in his last 9 games. This is exactly why you just let your best players play and don't activate and deactivate them when they're hot and cold. I don't know that it'll duplicate last year's numbers, but if you paid up for him, you're going to get your money's worth. And R.A. Dickey continues to disappoint those who thought his Cy Young campaign was a sign of things to come. Last night, Dickey gave up 4 runs on 6 hits and 5 walks in just 6 innings. After the game, Dickey revealed that he's still dealing with upper back and neck pain, telling reporters, "It feels like going to battle with a 3-shooter instead of a 6-shooter." Isn't it funny how these things work? When a guy gets shelled, after the fact, they say they were pitching with pain. Why don't these guys say something before they pitch so we can gauge whether to use them or not? And they don't help the team by doing that either. As for Dickey, he's a knucklehead throwing a knuckleball. He threw 118 pitches last night. How hurt can he be? At this point, wait until Dickey says that he's healthy before you use him again, which will probably come after he throws a gem. And Pirates closer Jason Grilli, who is starting in only 80% of leagues, is quietly tied for the league lead in saves with 8 and is yet to be scored upon with a whip of .778. I'll tell you exactly how this happens. I paid $3 for Grilli as a backup to Aroldis Chapman and Jonathan Papelbon on my team, and he's been sitting on my reserve roster. So add me to the list of those missing out. Brewers shortstop Juan Segura added 3 more hits Tuesday against San Diego with a run scored, an RBI, and his 6th stolen base. And that doesn't even include the one where he swiped first from second. One of Segura's hits was an infield single, his 8th of the season. The speedster has now recorded an infield hit on nearly 25% of the ground balls he's put in play, which accounts for his .377 batting average. That's insane and can't possibly continue. And if you're a frustrated Ike Davis owner, you're not alone. Davis was drafted as a top 150 player and has already dropped to starting in just over 40% of leagues. He's actually off to a worse start than last year, if you can believe it. But then he went on a tear, finishing with 32 home run and 90 RBI. If you're one that thinks he can duplicate last year's second half, if he's not a free agent in your league, he's most certainly on the trading block. So now's your chance. Mets starter Jon Neise had to leave his start last night after being struck on the inside of his right ankle by a Mark Ellis comebacker. His foot went numb, but x-rays were negative and he should be able to make his next start. Astros outfielder Justin Maxwell was placed on the 15-day DL after fracturing his left hand being hit by a pitch. Brandon Barnes is expected to see the bulk of playing time in his absence. And Brewers third baseman Aramis Ramirez, who's been on the DL with a sprained left knee, plans to return for the team's next homestand on April 29th. So you should be able to use him for Week 5. Dave in Merrick, New York writes, Marlins rookie Jose Fernandez got off to such a good start and has now been hit hard in his last 2 outings. Would you drop him? David, he's just 20. Would you disown your own kid if he did poorly in Little League? Give the kid some slack. He's going to have his ups and downs. There's a reason he's in the majors at such a young age. He's good and mature beyond his years. You may want to reserve him for a few starts, but I definitely would not waive him. He's going to be a quality starter for many years to come. Coming into yesterday's game against the Reds, Cubs reliever Carlos Marmol had 6 consecutive scoreless appearances in middle relief. So before yesterday's game at Wrigley, reporters asked manager Dale Swaim if Marmol would return to the closer's role. And this is what Swaim had to say. He's pitched really well. He's throwing his slider. His slider is breaking. I'm not going to change anything right now. Now where I come from, the fact that he said, I'm not going to change anything right now, means that no, he's not returning to the closer's role. Swaim then proceeded to put Marmol in a save situation, up 1 run in the bottom of the 9th yesterday, and what do you think happened? Come on, just for shits and giggles, take a guess. Right, he walked 2 guys, allowed the tying run to score, and blew the save. Surprise! Now, Marmol was credited with the win, and the Cubs went on to score 2 runs, but that's not the point. We're trying to play fantasy baseball here, Dale. How the heck are we going to do that if you lie to us about who your closer is going to be? For RotoExperts, I'm Mike Cardano.